As you know, I hate remakes. I can't really stand remakes because a lot of times they miss the mark of what the beauty of the original laid out.
Yeah.
But I stand corrected on 1982's The Thing, starring Kurt Russell and our boy,
The infamous Keith David.
yes, and also by our man from Big Trouble in Little China, John Carpenter. Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel,
I'm a Don.
where we give you a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert, Martin Scorsese has his favorites. Robert De Niro, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm.
John Carpenter has his, and he is Kurt Russell. Escape from New
You
York.
just locked that in. Only Kurt Russell.
Dude, how many films has he done with Kurt Russell? Escape from New York.
Mhm.
Escape from LA.
Yes.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes.
The Thing.
Yes.
So that's four.
Yes.
And there's probably another that I'm not thinking of that I know of that they've done together.
It's true.
Tim Burton. He has Michael Keaton and he has Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not wrong.
Adam Sandler. Most of the SNL crew from the 90s.
Well, no. Adam Sandler was different with him. He's very loyal to his friends. And so when he does his movie, he brings his friends in it somehow, some way.
True.
He's very a loyal friend on that aspect. Okay, so the remake. Was this your first time seeing it, or how many times have you seen it before?
I lost count how many times I've actually seen it in life. I saw it when I was a kid, and I've seen
Me
it
too.
multiple times. So I didn't know if you actually saw it prior to.
I saw it once because it scared the crap out of me because of how grotesque this was. That's what it was,
Mhm.
just like so grotesque. It was like Basket Case or some other little B-rated movies that you love, but this was done like so much better and so much. Oh, I mean, I watched it with Kim, and she was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, did
Yeah.
she see it before?
Oh, I don't know. She saw it before,
Ooh, that would have
but
been
I just
interesting.
know. But from our review of The Thing from outer space, we saw that what they took from here or from there, excuse me, and put it in here, and what they took away, they disregarded.
Yeah.
Someplace cold takes the same place.
Yeah.
It's a group of guys minus a woman. There's no female in this one.
Correct.
There's no love interest. Like the first one, there's two stations or there's two ports, one with Norwegians in this one, and then the US here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where in the first one, there was two US ports or stations.
Essentially, yeah.
And our review on the original could be a loose prequel. And they changed it here as Norwegians because all the characters are different. They're named differently.
Correct.
They're not military or recognized as military as it was in the original, where everyone was military except for the doctors.
Yeah, I mean, well, in essence, like, and this is one of those weird situations where this movie is considered a remake, but also considered its own independent film. The only thing that is similar is that it's called The Thing and that the creatures from outer space. And then they share some, tributes to the other film. But the creature's different. The casting, the characters are different. The things happened after the fact. Where the first one was they found it and it was focusing on that. So it's all its own unique take, which is cool.
Right. No, it's very cool. Now the opening scene, it kind of reminds me of Predator.
I could see that.
Right? Because you see the ship going towards Earth.
Yeah.
And then it just went, but granted, it doesn't tell you the time frame because it says it's been there like for thousands of years.
Like 100,000 years.
Yeah. So it doesn't tell you when in the opening when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second time I've seen it. That's how scared I was the first time that I could not see it.
I mean,
because it's so.
I know you're usually
gross.
not too into horror films in general.
No, I am, because like horror films are not scary nowadays. This was scary.
It still is.
Even now. It still is scary.
Yeah.
Because of the
setting aside the gore. Setting aside the gore, it's still a terrifying
special
film.
effects.
Yeah.
Right, but the special effects and what this creature does, because it also reminded me of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, because it duplicates its host.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It takes over, and you know, well, you don't know.
You don't know who to trust.
Right, exactly. And that's a great concept, especially at the end. Especially at the end.
You know there's a fan theory about the ending, right?
I know the studios wanted an answer. They didn't like the ending. or those two lived.
Hmm.
John Carpenter said like that because we don't know, right? And those two don't know because they separated from each other for a while. So they can't trust each other. They can't do the test as they did earlier.
Hmm.
And so they don't trust each other.
True.
And they said, let's just wait it out. They could kill each other later on. They shoot it out, or they can't freeze to death because they know if they freeze, once it thaws, it's going to kill again or take over other people.
Yeah.
Which is great because this kind of reminds me like how like bears hibernate. They hibernate for the winter. Kind of like the creature does the same thing. It hibernates, and then once it gets warmer, that's when it starts to do its thing, or it was in a warm setting, like it did in there. But what's the fan theory?
The fan theory is child's the things, because there's a moment when you're looking at the two of them and they're talking to each other. This was clearly like an editing mistake off the set, but you can see Kurt Russell's breath, but you don't see Child's breath.
Oh, they brought that up in the movie, in the original.
Yeah. And it's not intentional. It was not, that was not an intentional thing. That was just a set design issue or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that became a fan theory that Child's is actually the thing.
It's believable because even though it may detach from itself, it kind of regenerates in itself. Like say Wolverine, right? When Wolverine cuts an arm off, like that arm can regenerate and make its own Wolverine. Or Deadpool.
And I mean,
we've seen that in many anime films. They do the similar.
And there's always been the theory that like your genetics or your genes or your cells carry certain memories and whatnot. So like when it consumes you and becomes you, it takes on, because it just accumulates your knowledge.
I mean, they were fine until it like had to expose itself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was acting like the host, like, you know, so. But yeah, there's so many movies and shows that did similar in a sense where the alien or the evil being, whatever, takes over a host.
Yeah.
And then it changes the body from the inside out. Like we saw
Alien.
Yes, but in here, like, you know, when they're doing the clear and putting the paddles on, and then it just opens his chest and the chest just opens,
yeah,
and his teeth and just
the character
it.
Norris, played by Charles Hallahan, his chest just opened up.
I totally forgot. I mean, of course, I saw it once, so I forgot that thing. I just knew the dog was it, and Kim was like, "No, no," because they're, you know, in the opening scene, the dog is running, and the Norwegians are trying to shoot it.
So she definitely didn't see it,
right? But the Norwegians, they're terrible shots.
Yeah,
they're terrible shots. They can hit that thing and throwing grenades in a different direction.
Yep.
I was like,
well, no, what? So the thing fell out from behind him. I'm assuming because of his gloves or because of cold or whatever. When he dropped the grenade.
No. Not before that. They threw a grenade while they're in flight. They're in flight, and they threw the grenade. Like the dog is running, the husky is running this way, and they throw the grenade over there.
Oh.
It's like, well, okay.
I have no answer for that one.
Right. And, you know, and granted, like Kim's like such a dog lover, like, she just can't like just see an animal getting tortured, even though these guys were horrible shots. It's like right on top of it, and they're like missing. And then they shoot the guy in the leg when the dog's right there standing up. Yes, and then he throws. He pulls the pin and he goes like this to throw. He's like, shit. And then instead of running away from it, he goes right to it.
Yeah,
which was really cool because the bomb goes off, the grenade goes off. Excuse me. You see a burst of red. And then the helicopter blows up.
Yeah, John Carpenter
I thought that
way with shots, and then Gary with the revolver from the one window, one shot.
Oh, but I know he breaks the window. I was like, why are you breaking? Just go outside.
It's cold.
You're breaking. I know, but the thing is, you're breaking the window, then the cold air is gonna come in. But like they're just so fast to break windows and stuff. It was like, you got to be kidding me. Oh, seeing this and seeing Kurt Russell, my God. His son looks exactly like him.
The more you see him as a young man.
Yes. You know, even with because he, you know, for a while, Wyatt Russell had a beard.
Yeah.
A lot of the movies like that. So you see, it's like, holy crap.
They covered all that.
They look exactly alike, and that's in so many ways and angles. Do you have a favorite moment?
I have a few. I have to say this though before I talk about my favorite moment. Wilford Brimley. I kept thinking of the commercial like diabetes.
The what?
You remember the guy? Like, is he? He's not the guy who plays like the diabetes commercials.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
like,
diabetes. Yes, yes. He was doing that for a while
that's the
before
same
his
guy.
passing. Yes, and he was also in Cocoon.
Oh my god! Because every time he came on screen, I'm like diabetes.
But he's in Cocoon. He's also in Hard Target
Yeah,
with Jean Claude Van Damme. And the thing is, like when he was in Cocoon, he's my age, more or less. He looks old as hell. Google his age in Cocoon.
Cocoon came out after this movie.
Can you just freaking ask the Google his age during Cocoon? That's all you have to do.
I'm telling you right now. I was just making a point. It was 51.
He was 51 in Cocoon.
Yeah,
And he was in an old person's home. I'm 52.
he was 3
I don't
years.
look as shit.
He was
as
48
as
in
he
the
did.
thing.
But he looks younger in the thing.
Life hit him hard
You know what I'm saying?
after doing that movie.
But I'm saying, but he's in an old person's home in Cocoon,
Yeah,
and he looks old.
that's how
In
much this
Cocoon.
movie scared him. It added like
I
20
guess so.
years.
I guess so. But I'm just yeah. But anyway, all those actors did a really good job.
No,
And,
the acting is what sealed the deal. I mean, granted, top tier practical effects. Top is arguably
Right,
the
for them.
best. Yeah, for that for now. Now they use CGI hand over foot, or the
Right.
proper way to
I-
use CGI is with practical effects in junction with each other.
Right. I would like to do if they re-release this, what have you, right? Like an anniversary, and just put some money in the CGI and just make the practical just a little bit better. It doesn't need much. It doesn't need much. Like when they found that body that the face was split in half, you can
Yes.
see the agony. Whoa. But again, I feel like this movie influenced a lot of anime too, because of how they
Well,
the
remember
creatures
we
came
talked about
out.
like Lily Cat
Yes.
and rewatching this.
Mhm.
Absolutely, Lily Cat got inspiration from this movie.
Real quick, what's the doctor's name?
Well, Blair, they always call Blair. And then there's Dr. Cooper by Richard Dysart.
Right. But Blair, how did he have time to dig that hole and make a ship?
That was the thing, he was taking over. He got infected.
I understand that. But in that time frame, the alien did all that?
Yes, and yeah. I
He
mean,
dug a hole underneath and able to, like, I know they said like he took parts of the tractor or whatever and made it in the
the ship
helicopter
wasn't
too. And
complete, but like he was starting to build it. Yeah.
I understand, but that's so fast. In
So
like about a matter of days.
yeah,
I
well,
just find that so fast.
to me, I think that's a great thing. Like a lot of times when people watch the thing, they forget that the creature holds on to intelligence and learns, right? And so a lot of times people will watch it and think, it acts like an animal. It must be an animal. Really, it's just that's its primal instinct. And the thing is like super intelligent in comparison to everybody there.
I get all that. But the time frame of digging a hole and getting a table, setting up a thing, like all that stuff, and all that stuff, like looked like it was frozen.
I mean, it
Like
dug in the ground on that last scene with Kurt Russell, where like it was
okay,
like
I
a
understand
sandworm.
that, but the thing is, they're making how you make a ship that fast in a matter of days, and then you have by that ship a desk with computer stuff like already frozen, like it's been there for a while. That's my thing, like a little
Okay.
faux pas right there.
Fair
And
enough.
do we say a favorite moment?
No, we didn't.
Oh, sorry. What's
Uh,
your favorite moment?
I mean, so I was trying to pick a favorite moment. Looking back after watching the original, I love the moment when they come up to the Norwegian base and they
Mhm.
investigate that base. It really sets the tone for everything in regards to it. That moment where he walks up on the guy who was frozen with his slit throat and wrists.
He did it himself.
Exactly. It paints a horror show, and which is like setting the tone for the rest of the movie. That is incredibly terrifying.
Well, for that too, I just find it funny that again they go to the Norwegian station port, what have you, and everything looks like it's been there for a while. Like the ice cubes coming, the ice stick, whatever you call it, is coming down. It's like it looks like it's been there a while. Even though in the beginning of the movie we see them chasing the dog.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
how
in
much time,
theory, it's supposed to be like something below temperature or so on that. So in theory, like it's supposed to.
I understand that, but the way it looks, like these guys have been there, like the dead body has been there for
There's
not
been time.
hours, but like months.
Mhm.
That's what it looks like. But I like the tomb where Kurt Russell finds it, and the other guy comes in and sees it. It looks like a tomb that's
Yeah.
been dug up. And that goes to me, for me, to the original, because when they dug the creature out,
It,
it's like
it's a
the
block of
same
ice.
shape.
Yeah.
It's a black eye, same kind of shape. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I would say, arguably, just because it's one of the most shocking scenes, is the scene where they have Norris on the table.
Mm-hmm.
The other
Right.
good scene is, whenever they have the thing on screen, it steals the show. But the other good scene is when they're testing the blood.
Yes, but I'm laughing because when the creature wakes up from that, and the two guys are on the bench, and they're freaking out, and it's like
at the
right
blood testing.
there. Yeah,
and they're all screaming
like right.
They're all screaming, "Give me a waiver!"
Let me out. And it's right there. It's like I would shit myself. I would definitely shit myself if I was like the guy.
It felt,
oh my God,
that felt very genuine. The way they were all screaming, like they didn't know what was going to happen. And,
right, but of course they knew, of course, because you have all that special effect there. Yeah, practical effects, all that stuff was crazy. I'll tell you this: when they were testing the blood, right? You were saying if you it protects itself.
Yeah.
So it'll react to kind of thing. I knew that Russell's hand was fake. It looked fake. It was like the Terminator trick.
Yeah.
And T2, where they put Arnold's body next to the fake arm, and you got to time it right to move. So you see the hand is like, it's like this, like very still, and it just looked awkward.
Yeah.
In the hand, through the hand, the thing would jump up. And I'll tell you this, I jumped myself because I didn't expect that. Because it reacted to the heat, and then the guy started convulsing, all that stuff. So that made me had a jump scare. I knew it was going to come, but I didn't expect it to come like that fast. And when it breaks through the bench and it grabs the other guy, the radio guy, and it picks him up and then puts his head into his head to eat.
Oh yeah. And it's like it's consuming his arms, and that was comical, not intentionally.
It was comical because it lasted a little too long.
Yeah.
And so it was just like this, and the guy's just wiggling here. But I'll tell you this: when the guy was released and thrown into a corner,
yeah,
it reminded me of Stephen King in Tales of the Crypt. Stephen King is in one of the stories of Tales of the Crypt where he finds a meteorite, and his body starts to change like moss or grass, whatever, weeds.
Was that Tales from the Crypt, or was that Tales from the Dark Side?
Tales from the Dark Side, the Force? Google it. So anyway, in that scene where Stephen King, like his body is all covered with weeds and grass, whatever, and he's in a corner and he grabs a shotgun and he shoots his head off. But in this movie, it kind of reminded me of that too, because the guy's like, he's like all slow, and he's like, of course he's in pain, but he's also turning.
It wasn't Tales from the Dark Side he was in. He was in the Creep Show. That's what it was.
Oh, was it Creep Show?
The Creep Show. Yeah, the movie.
All right. Well, we both stand corrected. All right.
Yeah, that was at the same time frame, 1982.
Oh, they both came out in 1982.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was your favorite performer?
Ooh. Oh, that's a toughie.
Not for me.
I know you're gonna be Keith David.
Nope.
Kurt Russell?
Nope.
Oh. I lost my placement of actors. There we go.
Not even an actor.
The Thing?
Nope.
The dog? There's multiple dogs.
The main dog.
It's technically the thing.
True. He was awesome.
He was super creepy.
Super creepy. Just staring, just walking. Like when he walks through the hallway to go to that guy, which you thought would be turned, and the guy wasn't turned.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you see the shadow of the guy. You don't see which guy it was.
Oh, no, they say it. He admits it. How long were you alone with the dog?
Yeah.
Oh, I was here for this. Granted, you're right, because, you're right. It doesn't show exactly who it was, and the hair is similar.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stand corrected. You're right. They don't show who it was, and then it could be led to believe that it's Norris. Then,
yeah.
If homeboy with a knife fetish,
because he wasn't infected,
right? He wasn't infected, so I stand corrected. Because in the shadows, the silhouette, the hair looks very similar.
Yes, so, and when you think about it, the thing. Its end goal is to hide. So what's better way to hide than like go for the targets that least associate with the dog?
But the thing existed in two beings.
Yeah, more than that. But yeah.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying, like the dog and Norse.
Yeah.
Simultaneously. So I can because that's what it said. Like it can leave off and like I guess germinate, if you will, lack for a better term,
like a mushroom colony. Like everybody thinks like mushrooms are like independent, but they're really just all part of a network.
Okay, and but for you, who was your favorite character? Have you decided?
For me, it's gonna be a tie between. I mean, Kurt Russell steals the show. Absolutely, he's the
Well,
star.
he's the
Yeah,
star.
he's
Yes.
the star. And Keith David actually doesn't shine until like halfway through the film when things start popping
Right.
off.
Right.
But
Well,
when he
for
does,
me,
he really starts stealing the show back. And so
right.
like
But
the two of them together, just perfect.
see, that's the thing because now I'm thinking about because the thing, like the thing
Hmm.
or Kurt Russell's character, we see his name on their torn clothes.
Yeah,
So you're like, how is it not him?
but that's again like it plays games. It plays games
And
with
then
everybody.
he sees his other shirt, the undershirt, like he is thrown into
So
the trash. He picks it up. He looks at it. He throws it in the trash. He picks it again as if he knows that's his, but even though the name's not on there, there's no name on there.
mhm.
But he's like he feels like it's similar to him
It's
or
like that
familiar to him.
game. It's like that game I taught you called Werewolf.
Oh yeah.
The werewolf knows what it is and knows the other werewolves in the village. It just
Hmm.
wants the others to think someone else is the werewolf because the villagers are going to try to kill it.
Yet distract.
Yeah.
Right.
So granted, and that's also plays into the theory is like you don't know who's who at the end of the film. Remember, there
Hmm.
was that one guy who buddied up with Kurt
The
Russell's
black guy,
character.
the chef,
The guy who ended up
the scientist,
he wasn't a scientist. I'm trying to get
the
his
one
name.
or doctor, one or two, like the lost the arms.
The one who kept going like Blair knows more about this thing. Should we bring Blair in? And
Oh,
yeah, he's going
he was
over
like
Blair's notes.
right, but he's like in the original, the guy who had answers for everything almost.
Kind of, yeah, he's that guy.
He informed the lead of what to expect, whatever. Yes.
Was it
Okay.
Clark? I think it was Clark.
Now, one of my favorite scenes is when again, what's Wilford's name in this one again?
Blair.
Blair. So it's an easy name. You should think of Facts of Life. Blair. Facts of Life. Blair. When we see him after he has transitioned, his fingers goes into the guy's face.
Yeah.
That is whoa. And that reminded me of Deadpool and Wolverine. The girl has his her hands
Oh
to the
yes,
guy's
you're
heads
talking
and doing
about Cassandra.
yeah. And that was just holy crap. Holy crap. Now I'm thinking that's why he's doing to put the spores into that guy to change him. Also, it could be two things, multiple things of why he's going that route
Mhm.
to take down that guy. But that was a powerful scene.
Oh, absolutely.
Now the thing that because when the dogs were being taken, didn't a creature escape through the ceiling?
Yes,
Like
it did.
like it spored off different things, and then there's like a one that went through the it broke the ceiling and went through. It looked like and escaped parts.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Like, no, it didn't break through the ceiling. It just attached itself to like a corner of the ceiling. And
No, it broke off a panel or two.
well, yeah, I mean, there was damage. I just couldn't see if it went through.
The reason why I'm saying that too because the final creature that we saw, the thing before the explosion, all this stuff, and Kurt Russell throws a dynamite. It had a dog's face.
Yeah.
And a human face.
Mm-hmm.
It had Norris, I think.
It had Blair's.
It had Blair's face. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and then it split from
that
the dog. So it may have been because remember the dogs. It was a pack of dogs. Ooh, one of their dogs
so it was
out.
latching. It was yeah, but it didn't get caught.
No, but they tried killing the dog. Blair tried killing the dogs, and as we know, just because you kill the body, if you don't burn it, it's still alive.
Right.
Remember?
That's true. Oh, that's a funny moment right there.
Yeah.
There's a funny moment right there when they kill Norris and the head just slowly hangs off and then breaks.
Oh, and Kurt Russell turns around and he's like, "You gotta be kidding me!" And he says something.
No,
like
it wasn't him. It wasn't him. I think it was Windows.
Oh.
And it forms out again, very anime.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like tiptoeing out, like do 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 do. You don't see me.
Yeah, it was trying to sneak away.
You don't see me. It just and then it was like the guy turned
into like a crab. Yeah.
Yeah, or a spider. One
Yeah.
or two. And the guy turned around and said, "You gotta be shitting me." And then Kurt Russell sees it too, and then it burns. I was like, I just found it hysterical. I just found that story. It goes, doo, 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 sneaking away. Nothing to see here,
But that
guys.
does
Nothing to see
explain like
here.
how it could get to Blair and how it could get to others because, like you said,
Right.
all it needs is a moment to break off a piece, and then
Right.
the piece would
Just
continue on.
for Halloween, for for scary movies, this is one of the perfect ones to watch.
And you can watch it now in
Like,
4K. It still looks good.
oh no, it looks good. Because I saw it on Peacock.
They had it for free on Amazon.
Okay, I saw it on Peacock.
Well, I'm just saying
It's still
Amazon's
for
doing
it's
it
still
in like 4K like quality.
right. Did you have commercials?
No,
Oh, no commercials.
no.
Well, I saw it on Peacock. I have Amazon, but I saw it on Peacock. No commercials. Only in the beginning of the movie, and before the movie showed, about 5 minutes of commercials. Like, holy crap!
Mhm.
But worth the watch.
Absolutely.
How about To Own?
I think so. And you know what? And I haven't watched the behind the scenes in a while, but I know for a fact the featurettes, and I'm surprised you haven't seen those. Those are those are fantastic.
Well, they don't have it on Peacock. Maybe they have it on Amazon. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
On Rotten Tomatoes, still to this day, is ranked at 85% by the critics and 92% by the audience. Where do you see it at?
I'm with the audience. You know, as far as a film goes, as far as setting aside, great film. As far as a horror film, superb horror film in my eyes. Because for me, horror film doesn't necessarily have to be all about the blood and gore. It's about like what does it do to you mentally? So what's the the thrill of that? And that's where the true terror. I mean, it helps, yes, but the true terror comes from that, and this hits both of those categories very well. I would say the audience is right, 92.
Yeah, I agree too. Is 92 is still good. I mean, I can watch it now. Unlike before, I couldn't watch it because it was how it damaged me in the beginning. When I was so young, I can watch it now. I can appreciate it. How about a sequel? They did a prequel, which we yet have to review. Like, would you like to know what happened at the end? Was it Kurt Russell? Was it Childs?
So funny.
Here's
the thing about that. Yes and no. I love the ending. It's like Joker. It's
right.
Like,
yes.
It's like Joker.
Yes.
The ending, leaving it ambiguous is just a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Adding to it, that's a gamble, and if it doesn't work, it's horrendous. They tried to do it in comics, and they tried to do it as a video game.
The Thing.
Yeah, they try to make sequel storylines from the comic book and in a video game. The game did okay. I played it. It was just like a shoot 'em up. You didn't really get terrified as much.
Right.
And the comics, some comics they did 3 versions, and some comics were better than others. It's kind of hit or miss. If they do it, I would say it would have to be someone who does a passion for the movie. Has to do it.
Right. Of course. I do like, in the sense of the remake or the original, that they kept the title.
Yeah, the flare. Yeah.
The Thing. And the original is The Thing from Outer Space. Here is just The Thing. The same font and similar light up approach, whatever. I did like that. And seeing the similarities or the differences of the original to here, where we complained a lot in the original, a lot of fast talking. Here, thankfully not.
No, the silence
says so much. Their time. They took their time to help the audience to understand what's going on. Now,
I missed your rating, by the way.
Same as yours, 90s.
Ah, gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Could it be assumed that Blair was already infected?
It's right around the time where he started breaking the equipment, possibly.
No, before that, when he's explaining what this creature is, because he knew so much. He knew so much about it. I was like, how? No,
he was running it through the computers.
I know he ran through the computers in a sense of the population being taken over.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing that, which looked like a game of asteroids.
Yeah,
but before that, he was explaining stuff, and he could have gotten infected because it looked like his pencil with the eraser accidentally touched the skin.
It's possible, but I would say
then he puts the eraser on his mouth, so he could have gotten.
Watch that scene.
It looks like it's like he may have touched it or may have not touched it, but he definitely puts the eraser in
So
its mouth
like he was
as he's
conscious
talking to the
of his
crew.
infection. Like maybe he realized he was infected, and before he completely changed, that's why he was destroying the equipment.
Well, he was destroying the equipment because he didn't want people to leave.
But that's the thing: the creature wants to leave.
Right. But he was destroying it for people not to leave. So he may have gotten infected, right, or what have you. But at that point, yes, he wanted people to keep isolated.
Mm.
Now, the bad thing about that is because it hibernates.
Mhm.
So you destroy the equipment, but you also got to kill everybody, and not just kill. You got to burn it
Yeah,
and
not
burn it
even
in some because
like
not even burn
significantly
it,
burn
like
it.
right because when they go to that Norwegian fort and they bring back the body, is burnt, but not completely, and it's still frozen. So when it thaws, the whatever was inside reawakens.
Yeah.
And then takes over that guy. And which was very gross. I was like, "Oh shit, it's moving!" And the guy saw it too.
Mhm.
Windows, I think. Windows saw it. He was like, "Nah, it's my head." And then he leaves. No, this movie is really good. Like the more you think about it and how it's done, some of the editing was a little weird because they'll just like having a guy and then they'll fade to black. But the dog, in my opinion, was awesome.
Yeah.
Just walks through the hall. It's just staring. It's staring because it's like scoping. Like, is it the time now? Should I do it now or should I do it later? And then when he goes into the dog pen,
It is.
and it just stays there and it's staring at a wall. And the dogs are like, "What the fuck?"
And the other
is
dogs
going
are start
on?
growling and barking. Listen, I'm not the
And then
greatest dog owner,
and then
but if I
and then
see
the
a
mouth opens.
dog just acting all nonchalant like that, and I bring it in amongst other dogs, and it's just gonna like walk in like and sit down like that, I'm gonna be like, "You're unusual. I don't know if I want you in the same pen as my other dogs."
But no, the other dogs were unusual too. They just usually when you bring a new dog into any kind of surrounding with other dogs, they're gonna go to it and smell it.
Exactly, but
And
that's the thing. It's like Terminator. They recognized something was wrong, and they didn't want to get
no, they
near it.
didn't. No, they didn't. They were just laying down at first. They're just chilling, and then when it
They
started
were
when it
asleep.
settled,
They woke up.
no, they weren't. They were awake. When it settled and sat down and just stayed there and not do anything else, when the creature was about to come out, that's when they were like, "Oh shit!" And you see the dog chewing against the fence, and then like it's spraying goo, like it's getting a facial. It's trying to avoid. It's like trying to avoid it. I was like, "Oh, that's such a gross scene." Oh my god!
When
Such a gross
it
scene.
showed the dog being digested, and I'm like, oh,
Oh.
pretty,
It's just so
pretty
gross.
bad.
But this movie is better than I anticipated or remembered. You love this movie because I guess this is part of your Mount Rushmores of horror films.
I would say, yeah,
Yeah,
it's up there,
yeah,
deservedly.
yeah. All right, guys, that is our throwback review of 1982's The Thing. Have you seen it? What was your favorite moment? Who was your favorite character? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, will be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm a Don.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.
And happy Halloween.
Ooh.